Oh, yeah. Doesn't like that light.
Looks like the pics this morning were not fruitful. They ended up quite a ways off of our previous pics that we know were good spots. We saw bubble streams in all of those, so hopefully we'll have some luck here. And this is a return visit to it's certainly carbonated at the top of the ridge. We're southwest of Grace Canyon here in about 1,600 meters of water. The southern summit is about 4,900 feet, 1,490 meters. We did collect some hydrate here on our last visit 4 dives ago. It was really spectacular. A lot of carbonate boulders that had fallen down slope, some kind of slope failure happened. This part of the feature, you'd never know it.
Are we orbiting? Looking for bubbles?
Orbit is downward facing right now, is it not?
Correct.
We don't need it on, right? We don't
Or
want
is it
on.
down? Is it forward facing?
It was in mapper mode. We haven't changed it since
Okay.
then. And
Yeah, I don't think, I'm not using it.
okay, I'll turn it on.
Killing it?
Yeah.
Dead.
Oh, you did it. Okay.
Can we use the other sonar, Chris?
Yeah, we can. We've been watching it.
Okay.
But we're starting to run low on sonars now.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. Pretty uneventful seafloor here. A lot of sediment. I've seen some possibly white patches. Could be bacterial mat.
Yeah, not much living right here.
No. Occasional dead half a clamshell.
I might see some ophiuroids in the sediment, but I can't tell. No, I don't know.
I don't see it.
No. Just some holes. They're falling behind.
A little bit more mottled sediments now, getting into a little more relief.
Right.
Hardly any
What?
fish either.
Yeah.
At least we don't have the sablefish. Don't say the word.
They'll come and stir up the sediment.
Yeah. Okay, it's getting
Sable comes from the Greek meaning sediment cloud.
I keep thinking of my big fat Greek wedding. Do you know
Yes.
the origin of that word is Greek?
I think we do have some Windex on board.
Yeah, good.
In case anyone gets sick.
Wow, that's a pretty one.
Show up in the top right might have a habitant, but otherwise not seeing a lot. Anemone. Phenomenon. Trevor says, quit running it without oil in it.
It's off now.
Looking a bit more promising ahead.
Tanner crab.
Uh-huh.
And I think the fish that we saw might have been a fine scale mora.
A what?
A fine scale mora? Not too sure.
Yeah, looks
Looked
like
that tanner crab was missing one of their pincher appendages.
they grow them back, right?
Let's ask our resident biologist.
Do they grow
No.
their pinchers back? I know they grow their carapace back, but
Reach nav, 40 meters, 020.
Yeah, it says each time a crab molts, it has the ability to regenerate the lost appendage.
oh, good.
But they will start out a lot smaller, obviously. So it can take a while for it to grow back to its full size.
I'm looking forward to going back to Wellport, Oregon, where I live on the Oregon coast. It's a big, the city just replaced all of their docks, and a lot of people come there and hang out on the dock and fish crab, go over to the Salty Dog and have a beer, and then they go back and pull their pots. It's a Wellport ritual.
I think every coastal town has to have a salty dog.
Yes, it certainly does.
Mine has a gnarly dog.
A what?
Gnarly dog?
What was the one in Juneau? Red Dog?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I worked right next door at the Alaskan.
Ah,
Saloon.
I've been to that place.
everybody who's been to Juneau.
It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Okay, well, it's looking a little bit more positive. We've seen a lot more bacterial mat patches. This does not look like the gastropods that we saw in Astoria
No.
Canyon.
Yeah,
These
very
look like
different.
actual bacterial mat. A lot of holes in there.
Yeah.
So we don't have our amazing Norbit sonar to look around for bubbles with, but we do have another sonar, and I'm sure Chris is keeping his eye on it. We're hoping to map with that Norbit sonar in a bit, so we have it in a downward looking angle instead of looking out and looking around for the bubbles in the water column. We did find hydrate here 4 dives ago, but it was in such a little tiny crack in the bubble-strewn commotion that we've decided to spare Bob the agony of having to try to take another sample in there.
that same spot?
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Well, I was like, yeah, no, we're not.
No way, huh? He would have to protest.
Yeah.
Want to make sure we get Hercules back on deck. Not stuck in a crevice. Okay, it looks like we're almost on that Thompson waypoint. Pick. Not quite. It looks rather promising, but are we waiting on the ship? Nope.
Yep.
Yep. If we are, we could kind of zoom in and verify that some of these bright white patches are not, but I don't know what else they would be. Looks like something up ahead that might be more interesting to investigate.
Where?
Oh, just this little
You
undulating
got your
area.
Right of the
pointer
lasers.
thing? Want to zoom in, Ed?
Yeah, sure, coming in.
Oh, dear. Not really. Well, maybe a little.
Yeah, it looks very
There's your Ophiroids.
Yeah, Ophiroids, little bit of
same.
rock rubble and okay. Thank you.
No.
Coming out.
Not all that promising. Maybe up ahead to the, just to the left a little bit. See some kind of structure.
Talking about here?
Well, I thought so. Maybe a little farther. It's always, you know,
Do a little
Yeah.
fish snap
it's always
zoom here.
farther.
Grass is always greener.
Exactly. I don't know. I'm seeing some kind of a shadow.
Bridge
I think.
nav, 20 meters, 020.
Got the lasers on. Those are 10 centimeters apart. About 4 inches. Gives us an idea of the scale of features that we're seeing on the bottom. Not a whole lot going on. And I'm not surprised if we don't see anything at these picks since they were they were detected from data a couple of decades old.
Yep. Yeah, we're right on top of it now. You okay for DVL reset?
Sure.
Oh,
And they're off.
cute.
Going so fast.
All right, do you want to go pass through the next one, Susan?
Sure, let's do that. On our way to waypoint 4.
Okay, Bob, 340.
340.
And nothing in the sonar, I take it, Chris.
Not that I've seen.
That's that screen off to your far right over there, Susan, is what we're looking at for sonar. Over there.
Yeah.
Chris has his eagle eye on it.
Bridge nav, 170 meters, 345. Correct.
Okay, we're moving on to the next waypoint, which is also an old pick. We can speed up a little bit if possible.
Well, they haven't gotten the move going yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
Argus is still kind of changing direction here.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
What's that in the
We're
lower right of the screen there?
What do you
Like
see?
a mound, like
Is that just
furrow.
white sand or something?
Yeah, it's a dirt, or it's like something dug a hole. A burrow, I think.
Can we zoom?
Of course.
As long as we're sitting here.
Yep.
For it, Ed.
Coming in now. Holding.
So there, Ed, that looks like bacterial mat. It's not dirt. A mound of mat.
Do you identify it as mat? Like, how can you tell?
It's usually if these filaments that are in the water column. It's one way.
Because I was thinking if they were fuzzy, where we were pretty sure they
Yeah.
were mat, right? I don't see any fuzz.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be fuzzy.
Okay.
There's a couple different types. I mean, it could be carbonate, right? But it looks like it's something that's sitting on top of the sediments. Got some ophiuroids and the brittle stars. Yeah, it's hard to say.
Oh,
without-
we're there.
Without poking. We don't want to take the time for that.
It's looking a little muddy to me, but
Okay,
All right.
moving on.
Coming out. Moving on.
Onward.
Moving on up.
Onward.
It's weird how above the lasers we have almost a shadow of the light bar and then a brighter area.
See, that's
There's
what
something straight ahead there.
is that what that is? Because Taylor Ann and I were just talking about that.
Yeah. I think it's a
downlights are
function.
off. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
This looks a little more interesting.
Now we're seeing some harder substrate.
Mhm.
Clams on the left. This is probably the vein or
Right. Kind of
that
follow
was
this.
active, yeah.
We could follow this on up to. Oh, wow. Okay, we might find something here. We're seeing a lot of tube worms, which means there has to be some sort of
There's a
chemosynthetic
little
community.
down there on the right.
Uh,
What?
Frame. Nothing, you're good. Fly trap anemone, snails,
we're seeing some blocks
Holothurians.
that are probably carbonate here.
Looked like it was active at one point in
Yeah,
time.
absolutely. We have that one of those Neptunia snails.
Yeah, some pretty sizable ones.
Uh-huh. We probably should have dropped a target, but
Still can.
let's drop one.
What do you want
Probably-
to call it?
Two worms. Yeah, that's what I've been seeing, Ed, and thinking it's a feature. It looks like it's an undulating.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, now we're screaming along at almost a half a knot.
Watch your direction there, Bob. Board.
Oh,
330.
Raj.
You want porch slide off? It's not bothering you.
Yeah, I want to go back in a kind of darky mode. I don't know. That's swell.
Okay. So if you're tuning in, this is our last dive of this expedition. And we will be diving today until noon Pacific time. And let's see, we have some questions from our viewers. This one's an interesting one. Do you suppose that perhaps in the future people might be watching the same sort of research, but it'll be outside of planet Earth?
Well, I guess you could say that they're sort of watching this kind of research from the Mars rover right now. I don't think I'm not a space scientist, but I think your chances of finding something like Earth that's 70% water in outer space are very slim. I mean, 70% of our world is ocean, and that's what makes it so unique and makes it so, you know, so diverse in life forms. And I think we should be grateful for what we have and hopefully protect it. Put as much money into studying the oceans as we do into studying space. That's only my opinion as an oceanographer. Now we're seeing some more.
Ooh, it's coral, black coral. I think that's bathypathes.
Yeah, coming in.
We're seeing
Yeah, it's a beautiful
That
black coral.
looks like a
is
bad.
a bamboo
Wow.
coral.
A black coral.
Huh.
So if you look really closely, you can see that its skeleton is black. And,
Oh, okay.
its scientific name is bathypathes.
Uh-huh.
Well, I think it's actually changed, but
Oh, really?
yeah, I can't remember what they call it now.
I know in the Caribbean they used to harvest those quite a lot for jewelry and everything, and now they've stopped that. They were sort of endangered down there.
Did you sit down, Bob?
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's pretty steady.
Got a little shrimp in there. Looks like a chunk of carbonate.
Keen skills.
All
Okay.
right, coming out.
If you look on the Argus camera, it looks like we have a lot more topography than we're seeing here. Okay, we're heading on out.
What is that, blob scoping?
Yes,
It
it is.
is
Yeah, coming in.
our favorite sea
Hey,
creature.
buddy.
Aw,
Look
What'd you say his name was?
at
A blob
so
scoping?
cute.
Blob
Blob
sculpin.
sculpin.
The
Sculpin.
sculpin's a fairly common type of fish out here, but the blob part, I have speculated with no information whatsoever that the apex predator out here, like a giant octopus, giant Pacific octopus, is the reason they've developed these kind of thorny appendages all over them to protect from those creatures. But that's based on nothing. Pure speculation. First step in any scientific
That's
research
right.
is to make an observation. That's an observation and a
So you have
speculation.
a thesis.
I do. I do.
I have a
And-
hypothesis.
I have a hypothesis and no data. Zero data. Absolutely 100%.
Well, that comes next. That's the
no
next
data.
step.
You have visual
Yeah, so
data.
you have
But-
visual data.
But I have found this expedition.
more
If
zoom
I put out enough, ooh, that looks like
Looks like
maybe
it's had a rough
tussled with
time.
a couple other blob sculpins.
Yeah.
Maybe it was
Oh yeah, he's kind of marked up.
nuzzling.
They bear a very small resemblance to the wolf eels that you find in shallower waters, the wolfies.
I guess.
Okay, zoom out.
Yeah, coming out.
It's
And this is
Odd,
about all you ever see them do.
The blob sculpin just sits on the seafloor like a blob.
Yeah.
kind of the way I feel these
Well,
days.
he probably
Yeah.
gulps real quick, right?
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah, probably.
comes by
Reach
and he
an
And
asshole
just
position.
wham.
Nav, did you hear that?
I called him.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Sneaky.
I guess so, yeah.
There's a lot of talking. I turned off SPL.
Nav
Yeah, but
mischief.
I forced listen you and George. Back channel.
So the blob sculpin is probably one of the predators eating those clams that you were seeing on the seafloor.
There's a little crab.
Well, they
There
got to
was
eat
an open,
something.
yeah, there's an open clamshell nearby.
This has good taste. Pretty uneventful seafloor here.
Bridge nav, 25 meters, 260.
Okay, we're traveling through our waypoints, old and new. We're heading towards waypoint 4, which we saw where we saw bubble streams the other morning, about 5 days ago. Those picks were pretty reliable. We picked them from the multi-beam water column data that's collected from the ship. And we're hoping we find something. We need to get some more samples. Got some shell hash. Just basically broken up shells, basically mostly dead, eaten by the blob sculpin. Starfish, sea stars. Oh, off to the right there, it looks like.
Yeah, a lot more debris or rock.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Looks like some sort of plates of carbonates here. Sometimes we see bubble streams emanating from underneath these carbonate ledges.
Can you push on Argus?
Okay.
Yeah.
More tube worms.
Like that?
Yeah, that's good.
So there's evidence that this area has some sort of methane probably seeping out from the seafloor. When we see these tube worms, they're chemosynthetic. So they're living off of the chemicals that are coming out of the seafloor from, we presume, from methane in this area. Can you just pan to the right? Okay, that's just another blob of tube worms. Looks like. Can you zoom in?
You want to zoom on the tube worms?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know why.
We're still moving, right?
Partial.
If we zoom, Bob, we don't have to stop, do we?
If we
Well,
do a quick
depends if you
zoom.
want to look or not.
Yeah, quick zoom.
We can do a quick zoom.
Just quick zooms in and
Go ahead.
out. We don't
Going
need,
in.
Yeah, okay. Oh, they look kind of healthy.
Yeah, they do.
Good. We're just into quick zooms. No stopping. Moving onward.
Quite healthy.
We have very little time on this dive, and we need to get some samples. We're seeing some anemones off to the left. More evidence of more tube worms. The ship is sitting over that Thompson pick, but we are a little bit behind it with the ROV, with Hercules.
What are we behind? What?
The
We're
ship.
behind the ship.
Yeah, the ship is way ahead. Argus is.
Can you come wide on Argus?
Way ahead?
She said the ship was on the waypoint, but we're not on the waypoint yet.
Oh. I did not understanding what you're trying
Sorry,
to
Bob.
get across there.
I will try to be more eloquent. Got to finish my coffee.
Fish.
And a deer.
Like gum.
Yeah.
Fish.
Look at that crap.
Tamara is here waiting for bubbles to sample. And some hydrate.
Bridge nav, 100
Another
meters,
coral.
320.
Seen a bit more carbonate
Correct.
to the right. Starboard.
Less.
Moving on. Looks like a coral off to the left, right, Kylie?
Bridge
that
nav,
another
can you
one of
double
those
check
black
that last
corals?
move?
Yes, I think it's a different type though.
Of black
Moving in.
coral?
Yeah, it is a black coral.
320.
Some associates.
Brittle stars, I think. Pretty. Thanks, Ed.
All right. Moving on.
Coming out.
Absolutely. Don't stop.
Ooh.
Hello.
Ooh. What's that?
Let's
Oh,
get a, I have no idea.
wow.
That is
Crazy.
the fine scale mora.
Fine scale Mora.
Yes,
Oh, beautiful.
Right.
I believe so.
Porch light.
Ooh. Yeah, Raj. Lights. Porch on.
Out of the way.
That's nothing.
Okay,
That was
smart one.
porch.
Smart fish.
That's
You
down.
just had to get in the light.
I'm ready for
Spotlight
my
on
close-up.
that. Yeah.
He's out of here.
All right.
Good.
Good?
Yes, absolutely. Keep going. We don't want to stop.
Hey.
More shell hash here. Unless, of course, we see bubbles. Or a much larger live chemosynthetic community. Looks like we're getting pretty close to that Thompson bubble stream pick. We might want to pause there and look around just a little bit.
I have
This looks like it could have been active. Kylie?
I have a question. So if there's, I think it's a dumb one. I should know the answer. But if there's chemosynthetic and
320, Bob.
and
320.
photosynthetic, what's the one
Another
that
blob sculpin.
they just eat and breed like us? What's that one called? Like, right? Because chemo's like based on the environment.
Well, the chemicals.
then-
Yeah.
And then there's photosynthetic, right? For
Like plants.
sunlight. But
Like-
then what are we? Or fish, like, right? Like, what are they? Because they eat stuff.
I guess it just depends on what they eat. Like,
Autotrophic or something?
yeah.
Like, what's this?
Heterotroph?
Oh, okay, Raj. That one makes sense.
Heterotrophic, carnivore.
Carnivore.
Right, because we don't make our own anything
Omnivore.
really, so
Okay,
it wouldn't be a
reset.
synthetic.
No.
Yeah, gotcha.
I think we probably need sunlight.
DVL is reset.
I guess not. I guess we could live in the
Yeah, we
dark
don't.
all the time.
Yeah, we don't. I mean,
We don't.
vitamin
we don't
D is good.
photosynthesize.
Yeah, no, we don't photosynthesize.
We're not plants.
We are not plants. Although that would be pretty nice.
Well, that was we did see quite a lot of evidence that there was some action going on there, but
Are you there yet?
we're headed away.
Getting hung up on a cable down here.
Sorry, I can't help you.
Not. What is it?
I think it's related to the winch because I kind of hear a faint ringing when you. Maybe it's just in my brain.
Yeah.
All the alarms near my room. Just constant ringing now.
So nothing in the sonar, Chris.
Not that I can see. We're there's a fair amount of background noise from the ground around here, so but I've been keeping an eye on it.
Thanks. Pretty non-eventful seafloor here. Seen a bit of shell hash and occasional fish. Anemones.
On the left side of that rock. Looks like it's probably an anemone, but it could be an octo.
Zoom in.
Good eye,
Oh
octopus.
my goodness.
Wow,
Teeny,
look at you.
teeny, tiny little thing. It's smaller than the anemones.
Pretty big. He's 4 inches across. Easy.
Oh,
That's
well,
not- It's not that big.
It's not.
10
its
centimeters?
head.
No. That's pretty little.
Aw.
He was stuck to your face, you'd think.
Yeah. Exactly.
Wasn't there somebody who stuck an octopus on their face?
Yeah, I
recently?
tried to eat one alive and
Oh,
learned that
It's disgusting.
That's a bad idea.
that was a bad idea.
Yeah.
But boy, the amount of likes they got. All right. Love octopus. Such great animals. All right, we gotta get Buggy in.
We're not falling behind.
Yeah, there's just something about that shape that stuck out. We could just sample that entire rock and had subsamples for days.
let's not bring up a rock that giant.
Yeah.
We already had her process a pretty big one yesterday that smelled like straight sulfur. It was
There's
fun.
a skate on the right.
Yeah.
And it's
gonna hang her.
gone. No.
Not gonna hang.
Trying to stay anonymous.
Yeah, doing a good impression of a sablefish.
Looks like there's a flatfish just past where it
Bridge
was
nav,
swimming
cancel
towards.
last move, 4 or 5 meters, 340.
It's probably hard to see on your guys' monitors, but when the that skate just went into glide mode, on the trailing edges, there was this fluttering effect along the sides emanating out from the body. That was pretty cool.
Okay, we are traveling at 0.16 knots. You stop there for a minute, huh?
He changed heading.
Oh,
Bearing.
gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, Argus is way laid back, so I'm going to overshoot a bit and then come back when we make the turn.
You want me to yank on him?
No. I mean, if it's practical, sure.
I can yank on him.
Right.
Do it.
I mean, Chris put in a corrective move, so you could just give it a second to take effect. See, we're going half a knot.
So am I correct in presuming, looking at the display here, that we're about 50 meters from the waypoint? Chris?
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
Feeling good about this one. It's one of the pics from 4 mornings ago. They've been pretty accurate. We're hoping to find some bubbles and a little more
Oh, you're going to pull on
activity. What'd you say?
It's pulling on Argus.
Oh.
Run out
yeah.
of leash.
That leash is taunt.
Seeing some sea pens.
Yep.
And like looking things. Looks like they have some sediment or organic matter on top of them.
A little bit of staining on the seafloor. Look like small patches of what could be bacterial mat. Although when we zoomed in the last time, it really wasn't. Okay, a little bit more up ahead. Lots of little white patches here.
Maybe change your heading to 330, just a few more degrees.
Suspense is building. This is our last dive out here on Cascadia Margin. How many dives have we had tomorrow? Would this be 11? This is our 11th in 14 days. We had a few days down for weather. This time of year, the winds can really blow out here. And today it's just calm as can be.
That's not too bad. 11 out of
No,
14,
not really,
but
considering the weather we've seen. Oh, here comes a jellyfish.
Paralia.
Oh, sample.
Bridge nav, 25 meters, 130.
There it goes. Got away.
Okay, so we're at waypoint 4.
Oh my goodness, well, let's, I suppose we should stop and sort of pan around and see if we're,
Okay.
if there's any evidence of a seep community here. Not looking real positive. We've got our chief scientist sitting right next to me, so she can tell us what she would like to do next.
Just look around here before we do anything
Yeah,
else.
I mean, maybe we should go a little bit farther. Could be.
Zoom on Argus.
Coming in. About like there,
Yeah,
right there.
apart. Sure.
recommend just going forward a little bit and maybe a little bit to port, since that's where that new point is. I'm not seeing anything, huh, Chris?
No.
How about that bright spot there that would just pass by?
What?
I was just the bright spot in the sonar.
Where? I'm not sure.
Oh, that's your cursor.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's go look at that.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's just look around at the seafloor a little bit if you see some indication for bacterial matter or something.
Come wide on Argus.
Come on out. Nope.
Nothing really showing up on the sonar there.
We could go up on Argus and see if we see anything. But I think on this slope, I think we have to go up basically forever to...
So it looks like we're sitting at, looking at the sonar, Chris, it's like we're sitting on the edge of
It's a very long time.
of a bank, right? Yeah, well. Maybe we should travel towards that hard reflector you're seeing. Do you think that's a carbonate?
We're at
On
this?
the sonar, yeah,
I think that's just the slope.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we've been seeing that. I mean, that is the direction of the next waypoint.
Yeah, we're probably not going
Yeah.
to that waypoint. That did not have any.
Oh, waypoint 5?
Yeah, it was just the top of the
Oh,
bank.
okay.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we can probably search for the sea, like in northeastern direction, maybe just move 20 meters with the ROV and see if we see something. So that would be in between
So
our last night's pick and our 4 days ago pick. So maybe that could be a target area to look for it, like on the seafloor also, just visually.
Okay. Why
All right,
not?
I'm going to spin the other way here.
Gracias.
It's a good idea. And yeah, I think so. It is downhill, hate to tell you, Bob. We don't like to go downhill.
northeast?
Northwest, she said.
Oh, sorry.
I did say northeast and meant for northwest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Keeping on your toes.
Coming around.
Kind of heading in the direction of NP4, new point 4. And it
So
is 20.
Are we headed to this point?
I don't think we will really head there. I just want to explore the area a little
Okay,
bit about
so that
waypoint
general
4.
direction.
Exactly, and that is our first direction we are looking at. So this is basically in between two peaks from different nights where we did the multi-beam survey.
Okay. Here we go. Maybe. Are you moving that way?
Yeah.
Chris?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Gauge check.
Bridge nav, 50 meters, 315.
Thinking,
Yeah.
we could come down.
Uh, there's something that way, but it
Yeah.
might, but this looks like that might be a ridge or something, right?
Yeah.
So that might just be the top of it.
Yeah.
A lot of times we see these bubble streams at the edges of these
That's pretty much the
ridges.
direction we're headed. I'll keep an eye on it.
I keep seeing these white patches. Are you seeing them, or is it just me?
This is just decoloration, decoloration from the sediment, a little bit lighter sediment. So you mean the ones that we see right now, kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the sediment itself.
It's,
Maybe a fish tip
oh,
or something like this.
okay.
Or another, yeah.
So we're going to do a little bit more exploring here, and our plan is probably to head back to the area, if we don't find anything here, to head back to the area where we did see bubble streams earlier on this dive, and
where was that?
Waypoints 2 and 3 area.
Okay.
And we'll probably do that through the water column so we can go faster.
Understood.
Yep. Rat tails, grenadier, sitting on the seafloors, a little bit of shell hash. Anemone. Okay, we're moving again, looks like.
Gauge is over here. You just did yours though, right, Kyle?
Yeah.
Okay. Ba -ba, ba -ba, 5, 6.
Doesn't.
Check, 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 check.
Hey, Bob, I have a question.
Yeah.
If the delta is large, but my altitude is less than what I normally keep it, how do I just kind of manage middle ground? Because I want to come down on my delta, but I'm like fluttering between like 15 meters to 18, depending on the surface movement. But
Yeah.
not much I can do about it, right?
No.
I don't want to come down anymore.
Well, you can be down.
How down, brown cow?
It's pretty reasonably flat here, so.
Chris, what's the
Not
distance?
either altitude. I mean, it depends on
The
if we're traveling
the
or
distance
you know,
to what?
To MP4.
Are we heading for NP4? I thought we were just heading in
We're just in
northwest.
that direction, yeah.
Okay.
No, we don't need to go there, I think. You don't see anything on the sonar, right?
No.
No, yeah. Huh. It was just, yeah, the general direction, because I thought it's the most likely area to find something, because it's between two peaks from different surveys.
Right.
But not looking good.
We can range out a little bit and see if...
Yeah, I think.
Then on the bubble cam guard.
So,
Okay.
we're due for another ship move. Do you guys want to keep going this way, or?
We have a plan. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to head back to waypoint 3. We're going to explore in that area, maybe go up slope a little bit. But the target will be waypoint 3, and we would like to turn on the Norbit and map on our way over there, Chris.
Okay. We can, I was going to suggest the same thing. We can keep an eye on the water column on the way down.
And yeah, head towards waypoint 3. We'll get a little bit of a map in here.
Okay, can you guys fire up the Norbit?
Doing it. Norbit is on.
Do
Hey,
a
we're
ground fault detector test.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to be heading 190.
190.
Roger.
And then we're going to be 30 meters altitude.
Meters, aye.
All right, and I'm going to start getting this stuff going.
So do we both do 30 meters altitude and just stretch out?
How fast are we going?
Probably half a knot, because they want a map on the way, so.
How far is it?
Sorry, give me a second. It is 550 meters.